We all have a journey, don't we? Some of us feel it from a young age, a pull, a sense that there's more to life than what we see right in front of us. Others, well, they experience it later, as if a switch flips inside them, and suddenly the world is more alive, more vibrant, more connected. So, what does it mean when your third eye starts to open? What are the signs, the undeniable clues that you are one of the chosen ones? And when I say chosen, I don't mean someone chosen by others. No, I mean chosen by a higher force, a divine energy, chosen by God to awaken to truths that most people will never even begin to understand.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
It's a gift, but it's also a responsibility. The third eye activation is not something that happens by accident. It's not a random occurrence. It's a deliberate act of grace, a divine signal that you're ready for more. But how do you know when it's happening? How do you recognize the signs? The first sign is subtle, almost imperceptible at first. It's a shift in your perception. You begin to notice things that others don't. You see patterns in the chaos, connections between events that seem unrelated. It's like the universe is leaving breadcrumbs, guiding you gently towards something greater. Maybe you start seeing repeated numbers, like 1111 or 444, or maybe you feel an inexplicable pull towards certain places, people, or experiences. You can't explain it, but you know deep inside that these are not coincidences. They're signs. They're messages. They're calling you to wake up, to see beyond the veil of ordinary existence. But here's the thing. When you start to experience these signs, it's easy to doubt yourself. It's easy to think, maybe I'm just imagining this. Maybe it's all in my head, and yes, my friend, it is in your head, but not in the way you think. You see, your third eye is the gateway to your inner world, to the divine intelligence that exists within you. It's the part of you that can see beyond the physical, beyond the material, into the spiritual realms. When it starts to open, you begin to access a deeper level of reality, a reality that most people are blind to. And that brings us to the second sign, heightened intuition. Have you ever had a moment where you just knew something, even though there was no logical explanation for it? Maybe you knew who was calling before you picked up the phone, or you had a gut feeling about a situation that turned out to be spot on. That's your intuition speaking. That's the voice of your soul, your higher self, communicating with you through your third eye. When your third eye begins to activate, this intuition becomes stronger, more powerful. You start to trust it more because you realize it's never wrong. It's always guiding you toward your highest good. But you have to be willing to listen. You have to be willing to trust it, even when it doesn't make sense to your rational mind. Now, let's pause for a moment. Ask yourself, when was the last time I listened to my intuition? When was the last time I trusted that inner voice, even when the world around me told me otherwise? You see, the third eye activation isn't just about seeing visions or having mystical experiences. It's about learning to trust yourself on a deeper level. It's about knowing that you are connected to something far greater than yourself, something divine, something eternal. The third sign of third eye activation is something that might surprise you: vivid dreams. As your third eye opens, your dream life becomes more intense, more vivid, more meaningful. You might start having lucid dreams, where you're fully aware that you're dreaming and you can control the dreaming. Or you might have prophetic dreams, where you see events before they happen. Your dreams become a gateway to higher realms, a place where you can receive messages from your guides, your angels, even from God. But remember, not every dream is literal. Sometimes the messages come in symbols, in metaphors. That's why it's important to pay attention, to write down your dreams, to reflect on them, because they are a direct line to your subconscious mind, to the part of you that is connected to the divine. And this brings us to the fourth sign: sensitivity to energy. When your third eye starts to open, you become more sensitive to the energies around you. You can walk into a room and immediately feel the vibe, whether it's positive or negative. You start to pick up on other people's emotions, sometimes even before they speak. It's almost like you're a human antenna, tuned into the frequency of the universe. This can be both a blessing and a challenge. Because while it's amazing to be so in tune with the energies around you, it can also be overwhelming. You might find yourself feeling drained after being around certain people or in certain environments. That's why it's important to protect your energy, to create boundaries, to take time for yourself to recharge and reconnect with your inner light. But here's the real question: are you willing to embrace this sensitivity? Are you willing to see it as a gift rather than a burden? Because the truth is, this sensitivity is what allows you to connect with the divine. It's what allows you to feel the presence of God in your life. It's what allows you to receive the wisdom, the guidance, the love that is always available to you if you're open to it. The fifth and final sign of third eye activation is a deep sense of inner peace. And I know that might sound counterintuitive, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed by all the new experiences, the new sensations, the new awareness that comes with your third eye opening. But underneath all of that, there's a calm, a stillness, a knowing that everything is exactly as it's meant to be. You start to realize that you're not separate from the universe, but a part of it. You are a divine being, having a human experience, and that realization brings a profound sense of peace. You see, the third eye isn't just about seeing visions or accessing other dimensions. It's about seeing the truth of who you are. It's about awakening to the reality that you are a creator, a co-creator with God, and that you have the power to shape your reality with your thoughts, your beliefs, your intentions. When your third eye opens, you begin to see beyond the illusion of separation, beyond the illusion of fear, and into the truth of love, of unity, of oneness. So, are you ready to embrace this gift? Are you ready to step into your power as a chosen one, as someone who has been called to awaken to the highest truth? Because make no mistake, this is a calling. This is a divine invitation to rise above the limitations of the physical world and to step into the fullness of your spiritual potential. So now that we've explored the signs that your third eye is awakening, let's talk about what it actually means to live with this divine gift. Once the signs are clear, once you start noticing the subtle shifts in your perception, your intuition, your dreams, and your sensitivity to energy, the question becomes, how do I integrate this into my life? How do I use this inner vision to elevate not just my own experience, but to contribute to the world around me? Because remember, this is not just about you. We are all interconnected. The activation of your third eye is a gift to the world as much as it is to you. The first thing to understand is that once your third eye starts to open, you can't unsee the truths it reveals. You can't go back to the way things were before. It's like once you've seen a higher reality, once you've glimpsed the deeper layers of existence, the mundane, everyday experiences of life take on new meaning. You realize that every moment, every interaction, every thought, and every emotion is a part of the greater whole. It's all connected. You are connected. And with that realization comes a responsibility. A responsibility to live in alignment with this higher awareness, to live consciously, intentionally, and with purpose. Now, this doesn't mean you have to abandon your current life or radically change everything overnight. No, this is about integration. It's about learning to balance the spiritual and the physical, the inner and the outer. It's about using your third eye, not just to escape the world, but to engage with it more fully, to bring more light, more love, and more understanding into everything you do. One of the first practical steps you can take is to cultivate a daily practice that supports the continued activation of your third eye. This could be meditation, prayer, journaling, or simply taking time each day to sit in stillness and connect with your inner self. When your third eye is opening, it's important to create space for that inner vision to flourish. It's kind of like tending to a garden. If you want the flowers to bloom, you need to nurture them. You need to water them. You need to water them, give them sunlight, and remove the weeds that could choke their growth. In the same way, you need to nurture your spiritual practice to give your third eye the space it needs to expand. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I'm doing the right practices? How do I know if I'm on the right path? The answer is simple: you listen. You listen to your intuition, to that inner voice that is always guiding you. As your third eye opens, your intuition becomes your most trusted guide. It will tell you what practices are right for you, what changes you need to make, and how to move forward in your spiritual journey. The key is to trust it. To trust that you already have all the answers within you. You don't need to look outside of yourself for validation or approval. The divine wisdom is already within you. But let's be honest, sometimes that can be difficult. Sometimes the mind gets in the way. The ego steps in and creates doubt and confusion. It tells you that you're not ready, that you're not worthy, that this is all just a fantasy. This is where the real work begins. Because the opening of the third eye is not just about seeing the light, it's also about confronting the shadows. The shadows within yourself, the parts of you that have been hidden, repressed, or denied. These shadows can rise to the surface as your third eye opens, and it can be uncomfortable, even painful at times. But this is necessary for true growth. You can't have light without darkness. You can't ascend to higher levels of consciousness without first facing the parts of yourself that are holding you back. So ask yourself, am I willing to face my shadows? Am I willing to confront the parts of me that I have been avoiding? Because this is where true transformation begins. When you can look at your fears, your doubts, your limiting beliefs, and bring them into the light of your awareness, they lose their power over you. You realize that they are just illusions created by the mind to keep you small, to keep you from stepping into your full potential. And here's where the power of your inner vision comes into play. Your third eye allows you to see beyond these illusions. It allows you to see the truth of who you are, beyond the ego, beyond the mind. You are not your fears. You are not your doubts. You are a divine being, a soul on a journey of awakening. And the opening of your third eye is a crucial part of that journey. It's a reminder that you are connected to something greater, something infinite, something eternal. But let's get practical for a moment. How do you stay grounded while your third eye is opening? Because it's easy to get lost in the spiritual realms, to get so caught up in the visions, the insights, the heightened awareness, that you forget to stay present in the here and now. And yet, this is where the real work happens. in the day-to-day moments of life, in your relationships, your work, your interactions with the world around you. The third eye is not just about seeing visions of other dimensions, it's about seeing the truth of this dimension, about seeing the divine in the everyday. One way to stay grounded is through mindful movement. This could be yoga, walking in nature, or any form of physical activity that allows you to connect with your body. Remember, your body is the vessel for your spirit. It's what allows you to experience this life, this reality. And as your third eye opens, it's important to honor your body, to take care of it, to nourish it, and to keep it balanced. Because the activation of your third eye is not just a spiritual process, it's also a physical one. Your body is going through changes as your energy shifts, as your consciousness expands, and you need to support it through healthy practices, through grounding activities, and through rest. Now, let's go deeper. Imagine for a moment that your third eye is fully open. Close your eyes and picture it. What does that feel like? What does that feel like? What does that look like? Can you imagine seeing the world through the eyes of your higher self? Can you imagine perceiving the divine in everything and everyone? This is where you're headed. This is the potential that lies within you. But you have to be willing to let go. To let go of the old ways of seeing, the old ways of thinking, the old ways of being. Because the third eye is not just about seeing more, it's about seeing differently. It's about seeing with the eyes of the soul, the eyes of the soul, the eyes of love, the eyes of God. And here's another question for you. What would your life look like if you fully embraced this gift? If you fully trusted your inner vision, your intuition, your connection to the divine, how would you live differently? How would you show up in the world? Because the third eye is not just a passive experience. It's an active one. It's a call to step into your power, to live with purpose, to share your light with the world. Now that we've delved into the signs of third eye activation and how to embrace this divine gift, let's talk about what it really means to live as a chosen one. Because here's the truth: if you are experiencing the opening of your third eye, if you are feeling the pull toward higher consciousness, you have been chosen. Not in a way that makes you superior to others, but in a way that means you've been entrusted with a sacred responsibility. You've been called to be a part of the awakening of humanity, to contribute to the shift in consciousness that is happening all around us. But how do you step into this role? How do you live as a chosen one, with the awareness of your third eye, in a world that often feels chaotic, divided, and asleep to the deeper truths? The first thing to understand is that your awakening is not just for you. It's for the collective. It's for everyone you interact with, everyone whose life you touch, even in the smallest of ways. Your light, your awareness, your energy, it has a ripple effect. Just by being awake, just by living in alignment with your higher self, you are already contributing to the awakening of others, whether you realize it or not. But let's be clear, this isn't an easy path. Being a chosen one means walking a path of truth, and the truth can be uncomfortable. It can challenge everything you've been taught, everything you thought you knew. It can disrupt your relationships, your career, even your sense of identity. Because when you start to see the world through the eyes of your third eye, you see through the illusions. You see through the false narratives, the societal conditioning, the fear-based programming that has kept humanity asleep for so long. And once you see through it, you can't unsee it. You can't go back to living a life that is out of alignment with your soul. So here's the question: are you ready to live in alignment with your truth, even when it's difficult? even when it means letting go of old ways of being, of old relationships, of old beliefs that no longer serve you. Because this is the path of the chosen one. It's not about escaping reality, it's about transforming it. It's about bringing the light of your inner vision into the world, into your daily life, into every interaction, every choice, every moment. One of the most important things to remember as you walk this path is that you are not alone. There are others like you, others who are waking up, others who are feeling the same pull toward higher consciousness. You are part of a global awakening, a shift that is happening on a collective level. And while it may feel isolating at times, while you may feel like no one around you understands what you're going through, know that there is a whole community of souls who are on this journey with you. Seek them out. Surround yourself with people who support your growth, who encourage your evolution, who understand the path you're on. Because as much as this is an individual journey, it's also a collective one. We are all interconnected, and the more we support each other in our awakening, the more powerful we become. But here's something else to consider. What is your unique role in this awakening? Because while we are all part of the collective, each of us has a unique purpose, a unique gift to offer. Your third eye activation is not just about your personal spiritual journey, it's about how you can use your awakened state to serve others, to contribute to the healing and transformation of the planet. Maybe your role is to be a healer, helping others to heal their physical, emotional, or spiritual wounds. Maybe your role is to be a teacher, sharing the wisdom and insights you've gained with those who are ready to learn. Or maybe your role is simply to be a presence of love and light, holding space for others as they navigate their own awakening. Whatever your role is, you have to trust that you are being guided. The same divine force that is opening your third eye, that is awakening your inner vision, is also guiding you toward your purpose. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. You don't have to know exactly what your role is or how it will unfold. All you have to do is follow the signs, listen to your intuition, and take one step at a time. The path will reveal itself as you walk it. But here's where it gets tricky. Are you willing to surrender to the unknown? Because stepping into your role as a chosen one means letting go of control. It means trusting that the universe or God or whatever higher power you believe in is guiding you exactly where you need to be. And that can be scary. It can be uncomfortable. But it's also where the magic happens. Because when you surrender to the flow of life, when you trust that everything is happening for your highest good, you open yourself up to miracles. You open yourself up to the divine plan that is unfolding not just for you, but for the whole of humanity. This is where the real power of your third eye comes in. When your third eye is open, you can see beyond the surface of things. You can see the bigger picture. You can see the divine order that is present in every moment, even in the moments of chaos and confusion. And this is what allows you to stay grounded, to stay centered, even when the world around you feels like it's falling apart. You realize that everything is happening for a reason, that every challenge, every obstacle, every moment of uncertainty is an opportunity for growth, for evolution, for awakening. So how do you live as a chosen one in a world that often feels asleep? You live with intention. You live with awareness. You live from your heart, guided by your inner vision, by the light of your third eye. You don't get caught up in the fear, the division, the chaos that so many people are trapped in. Instead, you hold the frequency of love, of unity, of peace. You become a beacon of light in the darkness, a reminder to others that there is another way, a higher way. And this doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean you won't have moments of doubt, moments of fear, moments where you feel lost or unsure. That's part of the human experience. But as a chosen one, you have the ability to rise above those moments, to see them for what they are: temporary, fleeting, part of the illusion. You have the ability to return to your center, to reconnect with your inner vision, and to keep moving forward on your path. Now, let's take a moment to reflect. What does it mean to you to be a chosen one? How does that concept resonate with you? Do you feel ready to take on that responsibility, to step into your role as an awakened being, as someone who is here to contribute to the collective awakening? Because make no mistake, this is not a passive journey. It requires courage, commitment, and a deep trust in the divine. But here's the beautiful thing: you don't have to do it alone. You are supported, always, by the universe, by your guides, by the divine intelligence that is orchestrating everything. And the more you trust in that support, the more you surrender to the flow of life, the more effortless your journey becomes. As we come to the end of this exploration, I want to leave you with this thought: what if your third eye activation is not just a gift for you, but a gift for the world? What if you are here right now, at this pivotal moment in human history, because you have a role to play in the great awakening that is unfolding? What if your inner vision, your intuition, your sensitivity to energy, and your connection to the divine are exactly what the world needs right now? Because the truth is, the world is waking up. Slowly but surely, more and more people are beginning to see through the illusions, to question the old ways of thinking, to seek out a deeper truth. And you, my friend, are part of that awakening. Your third eye activation is not an accident. It's a divine calling. It's a sign that you are ready to step into your power, to live as a chosen one, and to contribute to the healing and transformation of humanity. So, the final question I leave you with is this: are you ready? Are you ready to live as a chosen one, to embrace your inner vision, and to step into your role in the awakening of humanity? Because the time is now. The world is waiting for you, and the light of your third eye is needed more than ever. Thank you for staying with me on this journey so far. As we move forward, always remember this is just the beginning. The opening of your third eye, the realization of your role as a chosen one, and your part in the collective awakening, it's all part of a process that will continue to unfold throughout your life. There will be moments of deep clarity where everything makes sense, and there will be moments of confusion where you feel unsure or even lost. But in those moments, you can always return to your inner vision, to the light of your third eye, and trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. So, let's take a breath together. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Feel the energy of your body, the stillness of your mind, and the presence of your spirit. This is what it means to be awake, to be fully present in this moment, to be aware of the divine intelligence that is always guiding you, always supporting you, even when you can't see it. Now, as we bring this journey to a close, I'd like to leave you with a few final thoughts, a few final pieces of wisdom that will help you continue on your path as a chosen one, as someone whose third eye is opening to the deeper truths of existence. The first is this: stay humble. Awakening your third eye is a profound experience. It can make you feel powerful, wise, and deeply connected to the universe. And while all of that is true, it's important to remain grounded in humility. The third eye doesn't open so that we can feel superior to others or separate from the world. It opens so that we can see the truth of our interconnectedness, our shared humanity, and our oneness with all of life. With this gift comes great responsibility, and that responsibility is to serve, to uplift, and to empower others. We are all on this journey together, and no one is above or below anyone else. We are all walking each other home. The second piece of wisdom is this: embrace the unknown. As your third eye opens, you will see things, feel things, and know things that may not always make sense to your rational mind. The spiritual journey is filled with mystery, and part of the awakening process is learning to be comfortable with that mystery. You don't need to have all the answers, and you don't need to understand everything right away. Trust that the answers will come when you're ready to receive them. Trust that the universe is revealing itself to you in perfect timing. And most importantly, trust yourself. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be, and that every step you take is leading you closer to the truth. The third and perhaps most important piece of wisdom is this: live with love. At the end of the day, this is what the spiritual journey is all about. The opening of the third eye, the awakening of your inner vision, it's all leading you back to love. Love for yourself, love for others, love for the planet, and love for the divine. When you live with love, everything else falls into place. Your intuition becomes stronger, your path becomes clearer, and your sense of purpose becomes undeniable. Love is the highest frequency, the greatest healer, and the most powerful force in the universe. And when you live from a place of love, you are living in alignment with the divine. So as you continue on your path, ask yourself daily, how can I live with more love? How can I bring more compassion, more kindness, more understanding into my life and into the lives of others? Because this is what it means to be a chosen one. This is what it means to have an awakened third eye. It's not about seeing things that others can't see. It's about being the light that others can feel, the love that others can experience, and the truth that others can resonate with. And finally, remember that this journey is a spiral. It's not a straight line. You will revisit lessons, you will go deeper into your understanding, and you will continue to evolve. The third eye doesn't open all at once. It opens in stages, in layers as you grow and expand. So be patient with yourself, be gentle with yourself, and know that you are exactly where you are meant to be. As we close this chapter of our journey together, I want to leave you with one final question. What legacy will you leave as a chosen one? How will your light, your wisdom, and your love continue to impact the world, even after you are gone? Because make no mistake, your presence here, your awakening, is already creating ripples of change. And those ripples will continue to expand long after you have moved on. So what will your legacy be? What gift will you leave to the world? Take some time to reflect on that. And as you do, know that you are supported, you are loved, and you are a vital part of the awakening that is happening on this planet. Your third eye is opening for a reason, and that reason is far greater than you could ever imagine. Trust in that. Trust in yourself, and trust in the divine plan that is unfolding through you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for walking this path. And thank you for choosing to awaken. The world is better because of it, and so are you. We'll meet again in the light.